So obviously, Trajan said he's willing to wait it out with this young core.
Yes.
He didn't speak to IVEY specifically.
Yes.
But we know what the young core is. It's Heem, Cade, DUREN, and AUSAR. I'm assuming that's what the young core is when he said that. Those are the Heems he's speaking of.
The Heems, yes.
Okay. Are you cool with that?
No. As I've said it before, I think 2 of those 5 assets need to be moved before next year. And those 5 assets being IVEY, DUREN, AUSAR, the number 5 pick, and
Stewart, right?
Stewart. Yeah. Stewart, IVEY, DUREN, AUSAR, and the 5 pick. 2 of those 5 need to be moved before next year. So I don't know what 2 those are. I'm not going to be mad if any of the 2 that go. The 2 that I'd like to keep the most are AUSAR and DUREN. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think you could just run it back with that roster.
So you hate Cade Cunningham?
I love Cade Cunningham.
So the 2 you'd rather keep, you said.
Cade Cunningham was not a part of the 5.
He's part of your young core. What do you mean?
100%.
100%.
I guess I did.
You
there.
totally 100%.
All right, lay it on me one more game.
Out of these 5 assets,
Who are the 5?
Stewart, AUSAR, IVEY, DUREN, and the number 5 pick. 2 of those you can't have 2 of those next year.
I'm cool with it in a situation that I initially
But Wiseman is
wasn't
gone
cool
too.
with.
That's true. Wiseman was part of the young core.
Oh yeah, he was renounced today. I believe his rights were announced, wasn't it?
Shit, he's gonna be playing for the Guangdong
Hot
Tigers.
commodity. Either way,
Would he cook Klingon in the post?
probably.
He's going to be hanging out with
Probably.
Killian
Not gonna lie.
overseas here shortly.
We saw him cooking up backups in the post in the back half of the season. People are like, "Oh my god!
Yeah, look at him!
Look at him go!
He's gonna be a star!
He's
The
on the way
Taj
up."
Gibson effect.
That's like, I'm not even go there because we were on this topic. I would be cool with it, and I can make sense of it in terms of keeping this young core in this way, because obviously the team was fucking awful last year. But the way I'd be cool with it is if you do a piece that I wasn't initially cool with, and that is grabbing Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
And maybe or another vet along with it, because at that point you can win games, and you can put IVEY, DUREN, whoever it may be in a winning scenario to just make them look better and just raise their value by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, start Tobias with Cade, but then allow IVEY to get work in with Fontecchio, get his assist numbers up, let him run the floor as like the guy, staggered.
So you're propping him up to
Staggered 5, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You're putting lipstick on the pig,
lipstick on the pig,
making it look a little bit prettier. Because again, Ivy's rookie year, he looked a lot better. Who was on the court with him his rookie year? Who was this? Okay,
I could tell you who wasn't on the sidelines.
Yeah,
Cade wasn't there. And Ivy looked better. So yeah, stagger him that way. Get some veteran pieces. Win games. So it looks like you at least like win or do something with this, and then
don't stagger
sell it at
him
a higher
like
value.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Stagger him like
Yeah.
somebody else. I just think of it all the time. Like, what do you think these world-class athletes who perfect their bodies and health think of us 2 fat fucks sitting up here calling
Put lipstick
pigs?
on the pig.
I think about that all the fucking time, dude. Like, when I'm yelling at my phone about the Tigers, I'm like, what if, like, Spencer Torkelson sees this? It's like, who's this fucking fat intern? Like, telling me I can't hit. I don't know.
It's true. Hey, Brian Windhorst told Luka he's out of shape, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
He's lazy. He's lazy. He's out of shape. He doesn't put in the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be cool in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Raise the value. Because I got to be honest with you, as much as I thought you get a lot more out of Ivy last year, I feel like his value is like at an all-time low right now.
I think a big reason why it is at an all-time low is because of Monty Williams. He set him up for failure last season. I would be down to see them run it back again with upgraded talent around those 2, specifically Cade and Ivy. And then, like you talked about, stagger them where Ivy can play that number 1 type role, where we have seen him struggle at times with Cade Cunningham. But if he's, if the minutes are staggered and he is the lead ball handler, I think we could see him thrive in that role. But I think for me, the guy out of these assets that I would trade is AUSAR, because he simply can't shoot. That's where I'm at with AUSAR Thompson. If you cannot shoot, you cannot play in this league. I would try to sell high on him, which I don't even know what his return would be because of the injuries and the obvious health concerns with the blood clots. So
Real quick, can I ask, just because I've heard this a few times now,
yeah.
and I could probably get an idea for it. I feel like this guy just generally just failed the team, but where did Monty fail Ivy specifically?
He started Killian Hayes
Playing Killian
31
Hayes over,
games last
But do you think that
season.
was him trying to, stagger the
Trying
two?
to stagger him? I
Well,
don't
that
think there's
didn't
any
work either.
yeah, I don't think there's any excuse when you're starting a guy in Killian Hayes over a guy like Jaden Ivey. There's no
I
excuse.
get
at
the
all.
initial thought process again because I think they work better staggered, but just Killian is so fucking bad. There's just
I
no,
think
there's
he
no,
wanted-
there's no justifying that
Yeah,
one specifically.
that's
You know?
what I'm saying.
He wanted to.
By the way, Killian cut from the French team. For all you guys that was sharing that little workout video,
Yeah, surprise. He looked like Jumbo Julian Newman. Like, you guys know who Julian Newman is?
Yeah.
He does these stupid. He was this high school phenom. He's like 5'2" and dribbles like a bulldog. And like when Killian did it, he looked. I was like, no way. He's just turning into tall Julian Newman. And yeah, Killian's dog water. He might not even get signed by a Chinese team. He'll have to play in Uzbekistan.
to be honest with
or
you,
something.
I feel like no,
We'll go play for that Lithuanian team that LaMelo played for a while.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you think we could see one of these guys move tonight, fellas?
Yes, I
don't
think it's quite possible.
I mean, Stu. That's why, like when I said my young core, I didn't include Stu in there because I think he's older than all of them. One, and secondly, they're already talking about like getting a gauge on his market. So I didn't really include him.
That's the thing too. This team won 14 games, so if you're counting Cade Cunningham, who's obviously going to be a part of the rotation, so it's 6, but we're not keeping him. So for all intents and purposes, the 5 assets that Spencer named, you are not keeping 6 things in a rotation of a 5 things in a rotation from a 14-win team. You're not. Like, you have to get rid of. I'm with Spencer. You get rid of 2 of them. You look at I'm the highest on the core 4, obviously, of Cade, Ivy, AUSAR, DUREN, but I think you really got to look at moving one of those 4 that's not named Cade Cunningham and
I don't
Isaiah
like calling
Stewart.
them the core 4.
Because I mean, what have they been like? What have
That's
they done
not a
to earn?
core of any good team.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that is just your 4. Just call them your 4.
Yeah,
It's
like
your
that.
lottery picks that have been jumbled
Your four,
together to get you the most consecutive losses in NBA history.
Yes.
That's what your core 4 is.
You can't bring back. I mean, a 10-man rotation is a lot in the NBA. So, like, you can't have half of your rotation be from a 14-win team. You just can't do it. Mathematics say, I don't care how early it is to move off these young guys. You got to. Unless you're just burying them deep in the rotation, they're not even in the rotation anymore, like a SAR or an Ivy, and I don't necessarily see that happening either.
Yeah, it sucks because
Yeah,
like they're all good guys. I'm sure. Like I love Ivy as a person, but
yeah.
it's a business. It's a business.
And we
You
might
don't
have
know
just
him.
failed him. You know what I mean?
I've met him before. Multiple.
We did fail him. It wasn't gonna fucking work.
We did fail.
We did fail him.
We have.
And then
failed
people
this
say, you
Ivy.
hate Ivy. You hate. No, I don't fucking hate Ivy. I just hate the fit. I hate the fit. I've always said, this is before the fucking draft, he could work in a situation where he's the guy. And his rookie year, you saw it when he was the guy and there was no Cade Cunningham. It looked like somebody could be somewhat promising. You put them together, not the same. We failed him by fucking making the selection. If you knew he had value at that point, if you're Troy Weaver, and that night, I said it, or not even that night, but on the way to that draft, said
said
Troy
Troy,
selects,
yeah.
Jaden Ivey. Oh, he's not stupid enough
Not
to select
stupid
Jaden
enough,
Ivey.
yeah.
I want Jaden Ivey! Listen, you at that point, and you know he holds value. You knew New York really, really wanted him. They already own one of your picks. You should have negotiated something there. Because now we're in a situation where we need assets, or at least need to use our picks to go grab a veteran piece, and we can't because New York owns our fucking first-round pick for the next, 3 to 4 years. At that point, you should have got our pick back and something else, and you gave them Ivy. We wanted Mitchell Robinson at that point, too. We ended up getting Durden.
Yeah.
Well, remember the report. I mean, maybe for Ivy they would have liked it more, but when we were engaging with them on Bojan, they were not interested in giving up the rights to our pick. And I don't blame them, because what if this organization tells you that you should get rid of that pick? Everything tells you, hey, keep that Pistons pick, man.
To be top 15, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, at the very least.
Like,